Miss President, if I come over there and slap you on the face, whose fault is that? I say it's not mine. Do you know anything about quantum physics? In fact, how much do you know about physics? For sure I can say I know nothing about physics. But I came across with the theory of quantum physics that made me appreciate it. What is quantum physics then? It's a mathematical description of a much of a dual, particle-like and wave-like, and interaction of energy and matter. In short, quantum physics is the study of possibilities. When we divide one certain particle and divide them until no more you can't divide it, we call those tiny particles quantum. Quantas can only be viewed to a microscopic level. Those tiny particles reflect our thoughts. I'm not talking about religion or universal force. I'm talking about pure science, that this universe is guided and structured by our own thoughts. Have you ever been dumped? Betrayed? Yes and yes. But whose fault is that? Or have you ever been cherished and respected? Yes. And it's all your fault. You see, science didn't just provide us with cell phones, internet access, and medicine. It prolongs its effort into understanding the untouchable or the hidden ones. Science, aligned with quanta, it's telling us that whatever happened into our lives is because we let it happen. No one was given the greater power to suppress the other, but rather, one was wise enough to understand one's own thoughts. What does quanta say about science? No, what does science say about quanta? Like I have explained earlier, quantas are the tiny particles that can only be viewed to a microscopic level. Those tiny particles reflect our thoughts. When I imagine a dog, the quantas start to sketch the type of a dog I imagined. It's like a process, just like how our bodies were built. We're skin, flesh, organs, and then cells. The cells are the tiny particles that can only be viewed to a microscopic level. The cells, nonetheless, are the important elements for us to function. Quantas follow the same pattern. When I imagine a dog, quantas first sketch it, modify it, polish it, and then present it to us, to whomever who thought about it. Thus, the same continues with all the bad things that have happened to us. It all starts as a joke and builds itself into a reality. Luck, natural intelligence, parent heritage, or even access to opportunities are just a means of excuses for humans not to be able to work on themselves. If we put religion aside and go with pure calculation or logic, the higher level of science requires us to manifest our own experience and build our own lifestyle. Science is telling us whatever we desire for can build itself into a reality. How many of you in this room believe that what you have is more powerful to guide your own lifestyle? Through my intense observation, most of the things we ask for do not show up. It's because of lack of patience and we don't know how to ask. For example, if all of us wanted tea in this room, we could have one. But could we have it now? No. There's a procedure that we have to go through. We call the waiter, we order the waiter, the waiter goes to the kitchen and tells the guy who's responsible for the beverage. Then the beverage guy boils the water, arranges the cup, counts down the tea bags, and calls the waiter to serve us our tea. If we cannot be patient to allow circumstance go its step, then we cannot have a tea, maybe a cold water. Next, how do we usually ask? Do you know the difference between life is not bad and life is good? There might not be a huge difference, but for Qantas, there's a different meaning, a complete different meaning. We don't usually say, I don't want milk, to explain that it's tea that we want to be served. Qantas do not read verbs. They read subject and object of a sentence. So, when we say, I don't want my life to be bad, Qantas read life bad. But when we say, I want my life to be good, life good. In a nutshell, we design our own experience. If I slap Miss President today in this room, according to science of quantum physics, she must have anticipated it in her own thoughts. The same goes if I happen to give you a hug. It's not fair to live with accusations and to think that it was the other person's responsibility for our failure or sadness. The great news is science tells us that whatever we desire for, we can fix it because we have all the necessary tools. And for the 18 years old version of yours who's not proud of you, go ahead and fix it. For the 50-year-old will be taken aback. And it's simple as, I want to be rich. I want to get married. I want to be a neurosurgeon. I want to have a car. I want to be funny. I want to be skinny. Believe it or not, everything and anything you ask for will come true. And it's not my fault. It's all yours.